Let's return now to our top story. Up to 300 migrants feared dead after a boat carrying African migrants caught fire off the coast of Lampedusa. Let's take you to the World Newsroom, and Anne-Marie is there for us now. Anne-Marie, just seeing some of the reactions on Lampedusa, the mayor in tears, fishermen upset, locals absolutely devastated. Because at the heart of this, you can see that there were these migrants just desperate for a better life in Europe. What have people been telling you in the World's Newsroom?
Yes, Lucy, it's been described as the Mediterranean's largest and worst migrant disaster. And it's really brought this issue to the fore again. And with me are some of my colleagues from the World's Newsroom who have covered this issue time and time again. Kasim from the Swahili service, Abdessamad from BBC Arabic, and Abdirahim from BBC World Service. Kasim, you have taken this journey in your work as a journalist for the BBC.
Yes, I have, and it's quite a dangerous journey, and it's a bit disappointing that this only comes up, once there's been a disaster. But there are many thousands and thousands who make it on the mainland, and they're wherever they are. But this is a sad story, I should say now.
Well, we did ask people to get in touch with us on the BBC website if they've made this journey, if they know anyone who has. One of those people who got in touch was Jacqueline Cole from Southampton in the UK. She's currently in Sicily, and she says she's noticed an influx of immigrants being brought into the port nearly every day. She says some of them make the journey in small vessels, which were massively overcrowded. The people are predominantly young men, but they have young families too. And you see a mix of fear and relief in their eyes. And some of them make a run for it, but the police have to chase after them. So they're in a really desperate situation.
Very desperate situation, but I mean, it's only a few that actually even managed, first of all, to get on the boats and also to get on the mainland. This is a story, you see recounted time and time again. Probably the question should be, despite all these dangers, how comes people are still able to take these dangerous journeys?
Exactly. And Abdirahim, you're from Somalia, and many people are taking that journey, and it takes such a long time, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And not just as a journalist, but as you said, on a personal level, these stories are very close to home. And let's not forget, a lot of these are young people in their 20s, in their early 30s, and despite what's happening security-wise back home in Somalia, a lot of them are connected to the internet. They see what's happening back in Europe. They see distant family members who are already in Europe and sending back money home, and they want to do exactly the same. So despite the risks they know of, a lot of them are thinking of the future. They could be one of those people in Europe who are sending back money home.
There's a big risk to take, but they see it as worth that risk. Abdessamad, being from Morocco, This is obviously a story that has come up in Morocco many times over the last couple of decades.
Yeah, but what happened is that starting from 2002, more stronger measures taken by Moroccan authorities and pressure from European Union in order to stop all sub-Sahara African immigrants from reaching the Spanish El Dorado.
But it's still not working, is it, Kasim?
It's still not working. I managed to be in Morocco. I traveled quite extensively within Morocco. And the number of foreigners or foreign immigrants who are there is quite huge. But they don't have any support networks. The government is not doing anything. They've given up on them. There are local NGOs here and there, but they are a mixture of people, and that actually makes it very difficult even for the government to be able to plan for them. Problem is, some of them manage to try to get into Spanish Melilla. When they are not able to, they just come back to Nador, they come back to Oujda. It's just a problem that the Moroccan authorities on their own cannot afford to manage.
Abdi, we've got very little time left, but if you can, as quickly as you can, tell us, the type of time required for people to get from Somalia to, for example, Libya, and then they could end up in Libya for a long time before they get a chance to go on one of these boats.
Exactly. It could take them a matter of just weeks to get to North Africa. But the problem is, when they get to North Africa, a lot of them actually get stuck for months on end, even years, before they find somebody who's willing to take them across the waters, and if they find the right price. A lot of them have been stuck, and there were cases of Somalis being stuck during the revolution in Libya and being handed from one rebel group to another under the fear that they were part of Gaddafi's African mercenaries. So a lot of them go through harsh conditions just to get to North Africa, and they could end up there for years.
Well, it is a story that we are going to continue to follow. Do keep in touch with us on our website as well. And I'm on Twitter at Tomchak. Back to you, Lucy.
Anne-Marie, thanks for joining us, and to our colleagues in the World Newsroom.